Hello, and welcome to How the Brain Works. On the way here, I crossed an accident on Main Street by the university. It seemed like several cars were crashed, and there were some people, maybe some drivers, in fistfights. It looked like something out of a movie. If anyone involved wants to call and talk about it, give me a call, 555-1212. Let's go to the first call.
Hi, I have a question. It feels like no one's paying attention to anybody else. And really, I think it's, probably me that they're not paying attention to. And I want to believe with everyone else, but it's probably just me. And I don't understand why I'm dismissed so easily. So maybe you have some insight and such. Maybe I'm looking at it differently or wrong or whatever. So thanks.
Well, thanks for the call. Not a lot of information you gave me, but I'll try to parcel out what you did. So these people that don't notice you, don't pay attention, have you contacted them? Have you asked them about it? Maybe they haven't been feeling well. Maybe they do actually. Maybe maybe you're just talking to the wrong people and you have the wrong friends. I really suggest, though, like finding a medical professional, a therapist, someone that you can discuss these things with. That might help you out. So, yeah, let me do the next call.
Hi. So, I've got a little girl. She's like 6 weeks old. And she's not taking well to potty training. I put her on the newspaper. I push her nose into it when she doesn't go on the newspaper, but she just keeps doing it, and then she cries all the time, and I don't know what to do. So maybe you have some tips. Thanks.
Thanks for the call. So, I don't know how to put this delicately. You have a daughter, not a dog. I'm not the biggest expert on training, like potty training and such, but I think that it's, a little later than 6 weeks, and you don't throw their nose in it. That's like I said, that's what you do with a puppy, from what I understand. But, yeah, you might want to call a pediatrician, maybe read a book by Dr. Spock, the Benjamin Spock, not the Vulcan. So those are my suggestions. So, thanks.
Hi. Do you ever wonder why there are 8 hot dogs in a pack and 10 buns in a pack, and you gotta try to figure out math at the grocery store, and all of a sudden you've got enough hot dogs and buns for the USO? So maybe do you have this problem? So thanks.
So, this seems a little obsessive. Like most people that I know a lot of people, but most of them don't talk about how many they may mention 8 hot dogs, 10 buns, but they don't obsess over it. So you might just want to relax. Maybe don't look at it from the point of view of having to match, but just think, okay, I only need 8 hot dogs, and I'll have these 2 buns for something else, or maybe nothing, and they'll just get thrown away. But so yeah, that's my suggestion there. Let's take another call.
Hi, I got a question for you, and it seems to be right up your alley. Why are people terrible? Why are there horrible people in this world? Why is everybody horrible, in fact? Can you answer that question? Can you help me out with that? Thanks.
Well, I don't think we have enough time in this short period of time to discuss this one. I mean, this is biblical in nature, Why are people terrible? Why did Cain kill Abel? All the things. It's so much going on. So many reasons, so much ego and, feelings and all of that. And this is something that really, I would suggest reading history books over calling me. Not because I can't answer questions. Obviously I can answer questions. Just this is more complicated than me. So Let's take another call.
Hi. So my question is, what's your favorite drug? What's the drug that keeps you going, and going? What's the drug that keeps you sane? Just curious. Maybe other people want to call in and express their view.
Not a question I've ever thought of. Um, I don't really condone the use of drugs to maintain life. I mean, I understand like some people like particular substances at a party, or I mean, alcohol is a good example, of course, where just a little bit extra and you get that floaty feeling. But I think that to make it a daily occurrence might be damaging to you. I never really thought about that question. I've never really thought about having a favorite drug. So anyway, let's take a break, and we'll come back and we'll take some more calls. This is Newsbreak. There's a 16-car pileup and a series of fistfights in front of the School of the Deaf at this time. Police are trying to sort out the situation. Beware of snake season and make sure you and your family aren't walking in the woods, and if you are big, go to the hospital immediately. The old diner on Route 47 is closing its doors. Management says that the deaths of George McHale and the hiatus of Coffee at Midnight means a dramatic drop in sales. There will be one last hurrah this Friday at midnight. Back in a moment.
Folks, are you out of paper supplies? Do you need paper? Here at Paper Emporium, we have all the paper you need. We've got printer paper, we've got notebook paper, we've got college ruled and regular ruled paper. We've got toilet paper, we've got rolling papers, we've got the papers to get you in and out of the country, all the papers. If we don't have it, you'll have to go elsewhere. As of right now, we're strictly on mail order, but you can check out our website, www.jimmypaperemporium.com. Hi, Anthony. Well, hey, Addison. How's it going? It's good. It's good. So, we're going to do some more Talking with Addison's episodes later, right? Yeah, of course. And I know that we've both been on hiatus, but we'll get to it. We'll get it done. Yeah, but until then, we're going to talk about my favorite restaurant. Your favorite restaurant? Because you've got a lot of favorites. Oh, no. I don't have a lot of favorite restaurants. I've got a lot of restaurants I like. But JoJo's Diner is my favorite restaurant. Huh. JoJo's Diner. Isn't that the one over there by the Piggly Wiggly on Route 47? Well, they are. But they also put another one over the Piggly Wiggly by Highway 10. Well, they're diversifying. That's good. That's good. What do they serve? They serve some of the best food ever. You like chicken pot pie, Anthony? I love chicken pot pie. They have a chicken pot pie. Do you like rolls? Addie, I think we've established that I love carbs, okay? Pizza, rolls, burritos. I think we can establish the love of these things. Yeah, well, they got the best rolls. And right now, you can take a dozen rolls home with you for $1. Ooh. Wait, did you say a dozen rolls for $1? Yeah. And you don't have to, eat them just as rolls. I mean, you can make, stuffing with them. Maybe a bread pudding. Oh, my God. Addison, keep talking. This is amazing. Yeah. They've got chicken fried steak. They've got T-bone steaks. Any way you like it, of course. They've got baked potatoes. They've got salad for you healthy people. I like salad. You do like salad. Salads are good. Well, they're just okay for me. I got all the things, and it's reasonable prices. So do they talk about this thing as though it's like Mama's home cooking? better. I mean, I've been to many mothers cooking, and this is better. Is that an insult towards the mothers? I'll let you decide that. So, yeah, JoJo's Diner, right? JoJo's Diner. 2 locations. Check them out.
Continuing with Newsbreak. The numbers for this week's Loco Lotto are 5, 33, 45, 52, 65, and the totally cuckoo number of 17. If nobody wins this week, the prize will go up to $344 million. And with the winter visitors gone, so are all the cooler temperatures. Expect temperatures creeping up to the hundreds by the end of the month. And now back to how the brain works. And we are back to how the brain works. Don't really have much to say at this time, other than just say, let's just take the next call.
Hiya. So, I've got a serious question. I need to find a therapist, but I don't know where to look. What's a good reference so I know I'm getting a good therapist? Because I need someone I can trust and connect with. And I don't just want to spend my time going through a bunch of therapists. Thanks.
So, I have a list of reputable therapists in our region on our website. That's howthebrainworks.com. But you also could ask your doctor. You could go through your insurance plan and see who they offer or who they contract with. It is, even with those lists, it's kind of a hard thing to do because what's good for one person may not be good for the other. So it's kind of a give and take. I understand that you don't want to go through a bunch of therapists. The money involved, the time involved. I get it. The stress. I get it. I just, and good luck with finding a good therapist, or rather, good luck finding the therapist that's right for you. So let's take another call.
I want to point out that the best drug is coffee. Coffee. It's the best drug ever. You get a bunch done because of the coffee.
Well, thanks for that call. I have to admit that I do occasionally have a little too much coffee. If the idea is to have like 2 or 3 cups a day, I might have 4 or 5. I might get a little tiny bit jittery, but here's the thing about caffeine. I know it's a liquid, but it will dehydrate you. So you have to make sure to drink water as well. So make sure you're hydrated, especially with the temperatures coming up the way they are. Got to make sure they're hydrated. Okay. Next call, please.
Hi. So I got a question. I've been taking some new meds for some psychiatric issues, and I can't tell if they're working or not. I can't tell if it's just an emotional reaction. I feel like some of them is making me a little jittery and a little edgy, but I mean, how do I know if it's not just how I feel about daily business? So I don't know. I mean, what is your suggestion? Thanks.
So I think I've mentioned this on the show before, but I'm not just a prescriber of meds. I'm not just some psychologist or psychiatrist that gives out pills. I also have been treated with multiple, things about anxiety and depression. I don't like discussing what those are exactly, but I will say that those happen. So I understand this question from both sides, because we kind of have guidelines, as medical professionals, this should work, but each individual person deals with each individual drug differently in each cocktail. So I would say it is very imperative that you go back to your doctor and you say, here are the effects. Here's what's working. Here's what's not working. I think this might be emotional, but I can't tell, because sometimes it is. And sometimes we can adjust. It's a tricky thing, it's kind of does the mind rule the body? Does the body rule the mind? I don't know. Yeah, like I said, definitely talk to your professional. So, I think we have time for one more call.
Oh, there. I want to answer that question. My favorite drug is air. It's free. It keeps you going. Without it, you're just, a series of bones. And if you're in Denver, you could get really high with it.
Well, I think that just sums it up. Air. Interesting theory. This has been how the brain works. They've cleared out the accident I told you about earlier. Fist fights are gone. Everything's fine. Feel free to drive that route again without being stuck in traffic. So, anyway, this is how the brain works, and we'll see you next time.